is Dr. Victoria Nalule. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Nalule Energy and Minerals Consultancy. NAME Energy, like most of you might know, it's an international consulting firm. So in this video, I want to talk about regionalism in the energy sector. Just last week, I gave a guest lecture at the Institute of Petroleum Studies. It's our partner in Uganda, where they partnered with NAME Energy to deliver high quality trainings and lectures in the energy and mining sector. And the focus of that guest lecture was on regionalism in the energy sector, and I got several requests for me to do a video on regionalism or regional cooperation. So by background, I have to note that the first book that I ever published was focused on regionalism and the energy sector, that is regionalism in sub-Saharan Africa, and how to tackle the challenge of energy poverty and energy access in sub-Saharan Africa. So it was my first book, and also that was the topic for my PhD thesis. But today I want to really clearly but also briefly analyze what regionalism is and how it's really playing out, how it's turning out to be very important in the current circumstances. So regionalism, it can also be called regional cooperation, whereby countries cooperate to develop the energy resources in their region. And regional cooperation can take several forms. It can be through established organizations. For instance, I'll give the example for Africa. You'll see examples of regional organizations include the East African Community Secretariat. We have the Southern African Development Community, that is SADC in Botswana. We also have the West African Community countries, that is ECOWAS, but I didn't say it in full. So you have like regionalism in ECOWAS, regionalism in East Africa, regionalism in Central Africa, because they have the CIMAC, and regionalism in Southern Africa, because we have the SADC. So in Europe, we're all aware of the EU, the European Union. That's also a perfect example of regionalism. So how does it play out in the energy sector, and why is it important? We note that energy resources are unequally distributed among regions and among countries. So in these instances, you'll find that one country is endowed or it's blessed with several energy resources, and another country doesn't have those resources. That's why we have lots of importing countries and also exporting countries. So given the unequal distribution of these resources, it's always important for countries to cooperate to find ways of how these resources can be utilized nationally, but also regionally. And there are several ways of achieving this. First, through the energy infrastructure. In East Africa, we are all aware of the East African crude oil pipeline. In West Africa, they have the West African gas pipeline. And there are various regional energy infrastructure projects that I cannot really illustrate in this short video, including electricity grids, transmission lines, refineries. All those are examples. So countries really have to come together and cooperate in financing those projects, and also in ensuring that they're being successful. So that's one part of regionalism when it comes to infrastructure development. And right now, with the current energy crisis, you have seen the geopolitical tension among Russia, Ukraine, and also the likely reaction from the EU. And the Nord Stream in Russia or in Europe is an example of regional energy infrastructure, especially in the oil and gas sector. So those are examples of regional energy infrastructure developments. Now, why is it important for regionalism to be incorporated into energy law? First and foremost, different countries have different energy laws and regulations, and these are the laws at the national level. And for regionalism to really work out in the energy sector, there is a need for the harmonization of the different energy laws and regulations. Harmonization is hard to achieve, but it's achievable, We have seen the progress made in the EU with respect to unbundling and also competition in the energy sector. In Africa, there is some progression to ensure harmonization of energy laws, though it's at a low, it's coming at it's a bit low. There's a low pace on that. But we have seen regional energy laws. The perfect example in Europe would be the International Energy Charter or the Energy Charter Treaty of 1999. But we have seen similar initiatives in African countries, like in ECOWAS. They have the ECOWAS Energy Protocol of 2003. And also in SADC, they have the SADC Energy Protocol. In East Africa, they are moving towards having an East African Energy Act. So those are examples of regional energy laws. Now, in the current energy crisis, or even with the global move transition to a low carbon economy, how can regionalism play a major role? First and foremost, countries in the same regions often have similar energy challenges, and those similar energy challenges require similar solutions for them to be resolved. So how regionalism can be important is for these countries with the similar energy challenges coming together, taking up initiatives to ensure that they solve the common energy challenges they're experiencing. For instance, when you look at regionalism in Africa, we note that most people lack access to electricity. It's more of an issue of accessibility. So that's a common challenge, which you will not find in Europe, which you will not find in America, because they already have this access. But for them right now, especially with the current energy crisis, they're experiencing issues of affordability. The prices are high. So knowing the common energy challenges you're experiencing as a region is very key, so that you don't copy and paste the initiatives in different regions. You need to come up with tailored initiatives, tailored solutions to be able to tackle the common energy challenges you're experiencing. So in this video, really, it's to introduce you to the aspects of regional cooperation in the energy sector, and also encourage you to read some of my books and articles on this issue. You can get my book on regionalism and energy access, and also invite me to speak at conferences, carry out tailored research for your organizations. Involve us at NIM Energy. So this will be the end of the video. It's a short video, but I hope you can get copies of my book, and also I hope you've learned something. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.